Hello everyone, and welcome back to my very first plan with me after it has been quite a while. But it is August right now, and so it was time to come back. And for this month's theme, I wanted to do something that I did before. Maybe you've seen it on my Instagram. I wanted to do a coffee theme, but a little bit different. Because this time I wanted to have a more bougie type of coffee theme, and for that I started with watercolors, because what looks more bougie than a watercolor picture from Pinterest? And yeah, for that I started with drawing, of course, a cup of coffee, and next to it I also painted a croissant. If you know, you know. And all of that is laying on a table, maybe in Paris, and so of course I had to add a pair of sunglasses and also a little journal next to it. This whole scenery is the literal definition for me of bougie, you know, like this Parisian style, and I just love the picture, and I knew that I wanted to do it as my cover page. Because August is going to be a very busy month for me, so I thought coffee would just be perfect for that, but as I said before, I wanted to give it a little bit of a different spin and to just make it prettier. That's not the right word, but I guess you know what I mean. I just didn't want to do like a typical coffee theme. To then fit the style of the painting more into my bullet journal, I also added these cartoonish looking leaves around it just to give it more of a journal feel. For the lettering of the cover page, I didn't choose a fancy type of lettering. I just wrote out the different letters, but I did that in different colors because actually for August I wanted to be very colorful, or more colorful, because I have the feeling when you do a coffee type of theme, it's in the end it looks very brown and gray and just very monotone, and I wanted to be more colorful, happier, and as I said, it's going to be a busy month and I need the happiness. Lastly, I added some more decorations here and there, and then I also added a black outline to everything. But I have to admit, now that I look at it again, from the video and everything, I kind of don't like it. I'm not sure. I think it looked better without the black outline. I mean, it is still cute, but I liked that it was a harsh contrast between the other style and just the cover page, having this very watercolor, this painting that was different. But I did it, so we will all have to live with it. So let's move on to happier things. I also added a bunch of stars, which always make the difference. And I also added my white gel pen. And this is a little tip for everyone who wants to start bullet journaling. Stars and white gel pens, they make all of the difference. Then for the page on the left, I wanted to do a cover page, and for that I got again my watercolors, and I drew this steam, the hot steam that is coming from a cup of coffee, and it's just the nice smell of the coffee, you know. And I chose again to do that with watercolor just to have this cohesiveness again. So I have on the right watercolor and on the left watercolor. Then I added again some outlines and some little doodles here and there. I did coffee beans, again leaves, and a little heart on the coffee cup, which I thought was just so cute. And for the quote itself, I chose one that I thought was just going perfectly with the whole bougie theme, because this one says, "I like my coffee like I like myself, strong, sweet, and too hot for you." Just let that sink in. I thought it was just perfect, and it's just perfect for a quote page, you know, throughout the month when you don't feel your best, you just go back to this one and you're I needed to remember that one. Now next up we're getting into our monthly setup. I started this one with a drawing again. This time I just did a to-go cup of coffee in the left-hand corner, and then I already started doing the main calendar. Since this year my bullet journal is a little bit smaller, I did go with the grid of 4x4, and I had to expand my calendar to the right side as well, because usually I just do them on one side, but I wanted to have more space, and that's why you can see that it's also going a little bit on the right side, but I think that it turned out cute and it doesn't look too bad. For the doodles, I chose again to do coffee beans, I did flowers, and as you can see, there's also going to be a lot of brown, but also a lot of greens, and as I said before, I also tried to add a little bit more color. So you will see a lot of pinks and reds and also some yellow here and there. Of course, it's still going to be very brown, but not like my last one. Right side of the page, I did my content planner. Now, normal people don't really need that, but since I have my Instagram account and I like just to know what to post when, this is perfectly helpful. If you maybe also have an Instagram account, I can really recommend it because it just makes posting a lot easier. Lately, I've also been a lot more in love with trying new spreads. So for August, I wanted to do a completely new spread. I've never done one like this before. I wanted to do one that is about finances because, as I said, bougie month, and I also am maybe a little bit broke and I need money. So I have this spread where I want to track my finances and maybe also want to sell some of my old stuff. And this is where this page comes in handy, I hope at least. Because right now I don't have like a set plan where I want to do what on this page, but I have distinct spaces, as you can see, and I will see like where everything will go. And if you're interested in how my spreads turn out in the end, always make sure to check out my Instagram because I will always post my spreads there, and you can also see like how they are developing and what's happening on there. On the right side, we then have a good friend of mine, I would say. It's a habit tracker. I love habit trackers. I think they are one of the main reasons why I started bullet journaling. I always forget to do them, but I always include them every single month, and I try new setups. So if you know setups that work for you, like drop them in comments. I would be very curious to try new setups, but this is just a very basic one. As you can see, you just put the habits on the top into the light pink box, and then you have the different days, and then you just color in the box when you did the corresponding habit that you wanted to do. The next page is a page that I already did like this for my July setup, and this is about goals, like monthly goals, but different just in the sense that I don't just want to write down my goals and then be like, oh okay, and then I never look at them again. This page, as you can see on the left side, you just name the goal and then you can add your action steps and when you want to do them, which is just a way better method of like trying to get ahead of your goals, track your goals. Because if you just write down, oh, I want to read a book, that's not very specific. You need to write down, I want to read one page every single day, and then you need to track it to be like, I want to read page 7 by Tuesday or something like this. And then I also added a brain dump, which is basically just a blank page where you can add whatever you want throughout the month that crosses your mind and doesn't have a designated place where it is going. And now we're finally getting into the first week of August. So yeah, as you can see, I'm doing the first weekly for the month of August. I did scrapbooking again. I was really obsessed with scrapbooking in July, and I really tried it for the first time very seriously. I mean, journaling is in general very scrapbooky. You layer stickers here and there, that's just how it is. But like real scrapbooking, where you really like layer a lot of different things and you use very different media, I never did that before, but in July I did it and I loved it so much. So to make it worse, I bought a whole pack of stickers and like different papers to do more scrapbooking, and then I picked out the cutest ones that incorporated coffee, as you can see, and then I did scrapbooking all over again for August. So yeah, I just started with 2 pictures that I liked. I layered them on top of each other. Then I also had just some random writing that I then ripped apart to make it more interesting. We have the header of everything. It's August 1st to 4th in a pink lettering. Then I just did a mini calendar because I always like to have that, to have a little overview of the month, like how far we have progressed. And then to that page I also added this cute sticker, which is a receipt of a bakery. Oh, I just had to include it. It's very big, it takes up a lot of space, but I think it's just so cute. On the other side of the page then I added, of course, the other days of the week, and I wanted to draw more. Because for me, journaling is also always a way to force myself to draw, because I love drawing just so much. So for that page on, as you can see on the bottom right, I added a little cup of coffee where someone is just pouring into milk, as you can see. I mean, a lot of people, like the baristas, always do that and make like their latte art. I tried that too, but I'm not good at it. It just never sticks. I would be happy if I just had foam, but that doesn't work out. So you will never see me do that in real life, but I can draw it at least. And here again, I added this hot steam that we saw before, just to make the two pages connect at some point. And then I also have some space for goals. Here I just write down the goals for the week, and I also have some space for my to-dos. For my to-do list, I also like to add a little when, so I also mostly add like the day that I want to do it, just to have more planning and, you know, to be more productive in the end. For that, I also added a little tracker for my productivity to track how many hours I was productive of this day, and a little quote that says caffeinated and motivated, which is basic but true. So now we have come to the end of this plan with me, and here's a little flip through of all of the pages that I've created. I really want to do more of these videos soon, so if you have any comments for me that I can improve or you would like to see, please drop it down in the comments and maybe leave a like to show me that you want me to make more videos. That would be very nice. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this one and that you will be back for my next video. And with that, happy August and happy creating. Bye bye.